Oh, hey, I'm here. So I wanted to talk about my depression. Oh, it's so depressing. I'm taking these pills called citalopram hydrobromide, 20 milligrams for Celesta. And so that's not the whole name. It's called citalopram hydrobromide, and that's the generic brand. And Celesta is the name brand. I'm supposed to take 40 milligrams today, but I only take 20 because taking 40 makes me sick. Um, The reason why, well, they prescribed me with major depression and I have recurring anxiety. And the reason why I have this generalized depression, anxiety, whatever you want to call it, is because of my past. Mostly everybody is depressed because of their past. I mean, whatever. It happened. I didn't think it would come this far to where I would need pills to just not survive. I don't need these pills to survive, but I do need these pills. I hate saying I need these, but I do need these pills to cope with everyday things. Like if somebody was to come up to me at work and ask me if I could change something in the system that I could do, I'm like, okay, all right. But then if they keep coming to me, I get annoyed, and I'm just like, okay. And if they come to me and tell me I entered something wrong and to enter a different way, and keep saying it over and over and over again, it freaking annoys me, and then it makes me upset, and then it makes me feel like, okay, I should just quit because I must be not good at this job. I should find another job that I'm good at, and maybe they can find someone else better. I always think I'm gonna get fired. I always think people don't love me or don't care for me. I always think that the guys that I'm with or that I used to be with, like I really think that they just I don't know. I can only speak for certain people, but I don't want to say business out. So it's just like I really feel like I'm deserving, and I don't think I'm pretty. I never thought I was pretty ever since I asked my dad when I was younger. 'Cause I have a little sister. She's a little pretty thing. But my sister is Puerto Rican and black. My stepmom is Puerto Rican. Well, my old stepmom is Puerto Rican. Whatever. My dad divorced and got remarried. So she's Puerto Rican and black. And I asked my dad. I said, Dad, am I pretty? Because they were like, my sister did this ballet thing, and yeah, she did this ballet thing, and my dad was like, oh, you're so pretty, da 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 da, Sabrina, da da da. And I'm like, oh, Dad, and I'm sitting on the little steps, little girl. I was like, Daddy, am I pretty? And he just looked and was quiet and was like, oh, all my girls are pretty, and I was just like, okay. I said, but am I pretty? And he just went to say again, like, all my girls are pretty, and I'm just like, but I'm talking about me, not all your girls. I just said, am I pretty? Because you just singly said, like, freaking, she was pretty. I want to be pretty too. I want to be single too. That's all I really needed that, and he didn't say that. So ever since then, I freaking thought I was ugly. I don't think I'm pretty. I started to hate my gap. I don't like my gap. I mean, right now I'm 24 years old. I'm still contemplating changing my gap. I like my smile, right? Like this, this tooth right here is slanted because when I was in elementary school, living with my father, I was playing spider with these girls, and I jumped off, and when I turned around, I was on the swing where it's black plastic or black tar plastic at the bottom, and then there was the metal in the middle. And it just when I jumped off, I thought I was far enough, and the other girl jumped off the opposite direction. And when I turned around, the metal hit me right in my mouth, and therefore it cricket. So whatever. So I don't know. I guess I'll get that fixed. I don't know. I kind of like my gap when I smile too. I like my gap, but I was thinking about getting it closed to also have a cricket tooth over there. So I don't know. I might do an update on that. But anyway, about my depression. That's how it started. And then my dad kept me away from my mom for since I was in the sixth grade. The sixth grade was the last time I saw my mom, and up until 2006, when I left Cheney University and I came to California to see her. So the events that happened in between those times, and even before then, when I stayed in Macon, Georgia, with my stepdad's family, um, my cousin, when I stayed there for a little while, he and his little brother, like I had to stay with my aunt. I don't remember their names. I had to stay with my aunt, my step aunt, or this is from my dad, my grand. Yeah, can I talk? This is from my mom's. Now it's her husband, but I was staying with my mom's husband's family until they got their stuff together in Maryland because her husband was in the Navy. So me and my brothers and sister was staying in Macon with our aunts, and our aunt and uncle, and our uncle was my stepdad's brother and his wife and their three kids. They had one daughter and two sons. And they had this bunk bed, and at the bottom of the bunk bed was the biggest, like a full size bed, and then the top was a twin. And I had to sleep instead of them just sharing a bed, the two boys sharing a bed at the bottom, and me and my brother having a top or whatever. We had to split, so I had to share the bed with the oldest kid, which was around my age, at the top, and my brother was at the bottom. And I felt like that was weird because I should sleep with. I mean, that sounds odd too, but if you're just coming in, but it's just like I felt like I should sleep in the same bed with my brother, and then the other boys could sleep with, sleep in the same bed with their brother and brother. I didn't feel comfortable sleeping with this boy that I barely knew, and they said he was my cousin. His name was Jade, and I remember this one time I was at we called him Big Mama. We was at Big Mama's house um for dinner or whatever, and we were got to playing around and da da da. And remember this one time they caught me up under the bed, and I'm like, I'm not going under the bed. First of all, I'm afraid of the dark. I was like in the third. I was supposed to be in fourth grade, but I was in the third grade. They pushed me back because they couldn't find all my records. So I'm in freaking third grade, and he's in fourth. We the same age, and he's talking about something going under the bed. So I'm like, I'm not going under the bed. So either go under the bed, or I'll tell, and you'll get in trouble. Now they was real big for whooping back then. So anything that you would say, they would just whoop you. It didn't even matter if they found out. So I don't know who's watching this, who's out there that had people like them like that, but that's how they was. So they went ahead and I just went up under the bed, and when I got up under the bed, they start, humping on me, touching on me, and both of the brothers that's my cousin, and all this stuff, and trying to take my clothes off, and I'm just like, I don't feel comfortable. I'm gonna leave, and they were like, you better not leave, and I'm like, oh shit, like I'm gone, like I'm really gone right now. What did I put myself into? So that happened. That traumatized me. And then later on, they were really mean. Later on, I had Pooh and them. They had to. I know you guys don't know these people. I barely know them, but these are all supposed to be my family. Pooh and Gambit had me. They had this big old. And I don't know if you're from Georgia, or whatever. Especially in Macon, they have a lot of hills, a lot of grassy areas and stuff like that. And in the back of their house, they had like this big old hill, and they had three dogs: King, Prince, and Princess. I think King, Prince, and Princess. King bit me. Now I'm gonna tell you how. They made me go all the way run. They told me to walk down the pit and go all the way up, but I can't act like I'm running. I have to jog because if you act like you're running, King was gonna bite me. Now I didn't. I thought I was jogging, but I was so tired that I was swinging my arms like this up the hill, and all of a sudden I hear rrr, 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 rrr. I'm like, what in the world? As soon as I turn around, King done bit me on my leg. I'll show you the scars later. King bit me on my leg, and I had this big old itch. Like this was, yeah, however deep this is, probably about an inch and a half. I had this deep